Hi there, I'm Sarah, and today I'm going to provide you with a demonstration on how to remove and reinstall both your front and rear wheel. If you have a mechanic stand, great. If not, then turning your bike upside down may make this process easier. For the purpose of this video, I will be demonstrating wheel removal while the bike is upside down. First, you will have to determine what style of brakes you have. Disc brakes do not require a release, and so you can move on to step 2. Rim style brakes will require a release to allow for the wheel to come off. Rim brakes typically come one of two ways, a V-style or a cantilever. For a V-style brake, you will pinch the two sides together until the cable has enough slack for you to pull it past the end cap and through the opening. For a cantilever brake, push the cantilever brake arm in toward the rim to give the cable some slack as you slide the cable up and out of the arm. It is important to note that if you have hydraulic disc brakes, that the pads can get stuck together if the brake lever is pulled while the wheel is off. Insert a spacer between the brake pads to prevent this from happening. You will have to remove the spacer before putting the wheel back on. If you do not have a spacer handy, other objects such as a folded plastic card will suffice. If you are unsure if you have hydraulic disc brakes or you would like to get a spacer for your brakes, stop by the shop and we would be happy to help. Second, it is helpful to determine if you have either a skewer or a through axle. If you have a skewer, release the lever, hold one end steady while loosening the other end until the wheel can drop out. If using a stand, having the wheel balanced on your knee can be helpful until you have a hand free to pull it out. Careful not to unthread the skewer too far so that the end cap and spring do not fall off. It can be easy to misplace parts if this happens. If you have a skewer, you may not have a quick release lever, in which case you will need either a 5mm or a 6mm hex or Allen key. If you have a quick release lever, go ahead and open it and turn it until it comes out. If you need an Allen key, insert tool here and turn clockwise until loose enough to remove. Cha-ching! Your wheel should now release from the dropouts. Before entirely securing your wheel in the dropouts, put the bike upright on both wheels to ensure it is bottomed out before tightening the skewer and reassembling the brakes. Now, removing your rear wheel will require a few extra steps. If you have a multi-speed bike, you will have to shift into the highest gear or the smallest cog in the rear cassette. This will make it much easier to put the wheel back on. If you have rim brakes, release or open the brakes as shown in step 1. Once you have shifted your bike into the smallest ring in the rear and the brakes are released, you are ready to loosen either your skewer or your through axle as shown in step 2. Now, holding your rear wheel, use your fingers and particularly your thumb to pull the derailleur straight back and out of the way as you lift and remove the rear wheel from the dropouts. Ta-da! You have successfully removed your rear wheel. To put the wheel back on to the bike, we will do the same steps in reversed. First, align the chain with the smallest cog and then use one hand to pull the derailleur back as you set the wheel into place. If you have disc brakes, be sure to align the rotor between the two brake pads. Get your skewer or through axle hand tight. Before putting the brakes back together, remember to remove your bike from the stand or turn it back onto both wheels to bottom out the wheel. Once you get the bike upright on both wheels, loosen up your skewer or through axle again and allow for the wheel to secure in the dropouts. Now, go ahead and snug it back up. It is super important to make sure that your skewer is properly tightened before taking off. With a quick release lever, you can tell if it is tight enough if there is tension when the lever is halfway closed. If you have rim brakes, remember to reconnect them by pinching the brake arms together and putting the cable back in place, and then pulling the arms apart to get the cable properly tensioned. Before taking off, always ensure that your brakes are in good working order and are not rubbing on your wheel or tire. And that's it. With a bit of practice, removing either your front or rear wheel can be done efficiently and with few to no tools at all. If you have any additional questions, feel free to give us a ring or check out our website at pedalbicycle.com for more awesome how-to videos. Thanks for watching!